Mark, it's been a break between games. How has the break been for the squad last week?
Hopefully they enjoyed it. They had a few days off to recharge their battery, so hopefully they've used their time well and they've come back fresh. And I suppose the proof will be in the pudding on Saturday.
And there's been a new old face back at training this week. How has Christian Doidge settled in? Where's his head at the moment?
But as you would expect, he bless him. You know, he's devastated because he's been given this and then been left with that through no fault of his own. And I feel devastated for him because he's a great lad, and he doesn't deserve to be treated like that by somebody who shouldn't be involved in football. So sad, but we have to pick him up. I think he knows he's surrounded by people that he can trust and people that will give him good advice, not bad advice. And I think, you know, he's got his head around it now. We gave him a day or two off to go and get his belongings from Bolton, and he looked really sharp in training today. So he understands the task, and the task is he's back with us, and he won't be going to Bolton, and he has to get on with it.
And the fact that Forest Green have been paying his wages for the last 4 months, how much does that just sort of keep him sort of this club in credit in his mind in terms of actually, you know, his loyalty to Forest Green?
Yeah, but I think Christian knows what's gone off. He understands completely, and he's completely clear about which party was trying to make this happen and which wasn't. So he's fully aware of that and fully appreciative of what our chairman and our club have done for him. And what we have to do now is we have to get him back to a place where he ends up going to a proper club that's run properly with proper people. You know, if he does move on from here and we sell him again, which he's got every chance of doing if he comes back with the same form, and he ends up at the right club and he lets us push him to the right club this time.
Presumably that wouldn't happen this month, though, would it? Because obviously he's played for his two clubs this season.
It won't happen this month, no. It would. He'll be with us to the end of the season, and I'm sure he'll really enjoy it. He'll get coached, and he'll really enjoy it, and he'll come out all guns blazing, I'm sure.
Is it too early for him to be in contention for Saturday?
No, he's in the travelling party to go to Oldham.
Obviously, Sean Mikulski has been new to the club recently this month as well. How's he been settling in?
Good. He's looked really, really sharp in training, and he looks as though he'll be a real good acquisition for us. And we've got a good complement of strikers there now.
Yeah. How do you keep them all happy?
Well, that's the key, isn't it? It's the only thing is we've got an awful lot of games coming up, so we have to manage them properly and make sure that they get game time.
And is that it now for the search for strikers? Because obviously you were looking to bring one more in, but if Christian Doidge has come back in through the door, does that end the search?
Yeah, of course. We never thought we'd ever get a player of Christian's capabilities. You know, it would be it's the best signing we could ever get. You know, we've got £1 million striker back with us through no fault of Christian's or ours. And great to have him back.
And are you still looking to strengthen elsewhere in the team, or are you basically done now?
No, we're done. We've got a small squad, 18 players, and that's it. I'm happy to work with that number.
Oldham on Saturday, crazy things going on up there. They sacked Frankie Bunn, and then they a couple of weeks later go and knock Fulham out of the FA Cup. I mean, it does just show how things can happen in football, doesn't it? It
does, yeah, of course. You know, they had a great result. They played really well at Fulham last week. Obviously, they have an owner there that's very hands-on and is involved in recruitment and team selection. So, but they've got some good players, and we know it's going to be a real tough game, like they all are. And we're under no illusions. We know what we have to do. We have to go and play well. If we play well, like I say every week, we have a chance to win.
How has Peter Wild changed things? Because he does seem to be Oldham through and through. He's been there for, a decade or more. And 3 games, 3 wins, you can't really argue with that, can you?
Brilliant. He's done great, hasn't he? Steve Hale is there as well, our ex-goalkeeping coach. So it'd be good to see him. And, yeah, they've done well. Like I say, they've got a lot of foreign players. And they've managed to knit them together well.
Injuries, how's the squad?
All good, everybody fit.
Thank you, good luck.
Thank you.
Mark, we've seen a lot of loan players being recalled back to their clubs. Theo Archibald, Robert Sanchez. We first of all disappointed to see some of them recalled.
Only one of them was recalled, Sanchez. The rest was I decided that we would send those back. Theo, Ben and Matt, I decided to send back to their clubs because I didn't think they were getting enough game time. Thought at their age they deserved to be playing more or needed to be playing more, and I couldn't guarantee them that. So from a selfish point of view, I could have kept them here to the end of the season and used them as I saw fit. But that wouldn't be the right thing to do for them.
So obviously with Robert Sanchez going back, an opportunity perhaps if Montgomery gets injured for Lewis Thomas to maybe get his debut as well at some point in the season. That's
right. That may be one position that we may look to strengthen, but we can do that outside of the window with an emergency loan if anything happens to Montgomery.
As well, are you expecting any outgoings in this window?
Hopefully, we've got sort of 2 or 3 players that have been surplus to requirements, but we can't get anybody to show an interest. There's no one that's shown any interest in 2 or 3 of those players.
Just finally as well, it may have gone under the radar, but there was a second signing a lot earlier in the junior Monday with Archibald going. Does that maybe present an opportunity for him to get onto the subs bench, maybe earlier than expected?
That's certainly the thinking. He's the one junior's got electric pace, scored a lot of goals in non-league football, so he's not one that I would say is ready to start week in, week out, but he's certainly one I would think about throwing on off the bench as an impact.